with some old faces reappearing, and a completely new face on the line. Listeners, I'm very, very excited to say greetings and salutations, dear listeners and Dream SMP members, and welcome back to Radio SMP. Now, before we start the episode, I think you can already probably hear that we've got new equipment in the studio. So please excuse me if the microphone, is a bit different, or, well, it sounds a bit different because, yeah, new equipment. We've started to update, or try to update the studio in life. So, yeah, that's why it's a bit different than, well, before. But, aside that, let's start with the news for this week, shall we? And on the first place, we've got a new member has joined the Dream SMP. Not just the greater Dream SMP, like the whole SMP. Isn't that cool? Please, dear listeners and Dream SMP members, if ever listen, welcome the new member, Michael McChill. I hope I pronounced that right. He has joined a few days ago and has already given a tour around by Filter Minecraft and Foolish Gamers. Has already been seen doing some shenanigans, having some fun. All in all, having a good first day, a good first few days by now. And so, I'd like to speak for those who view from the outside. Michael, welcome to the community, and I hope that the time on the SMP, may it be as crazy as can be, will still be a good and fun time for you from now on. And on the same accord of seeing familiar faces and new faces, more on the part of familiar faces, Quackity HQ has been spotted around the Dream SMP again. I mean, in general, has been spotted again. Although, not in the way some might think. I mean, you see, listeners, usually you could fix your clock to the time where Quackity shows up at the prison, stays for around an hour or two, and leaves. But ever since yesterday, he stopped doing that. It was strange at first, witnesses say, because usually, alright, at 3 o'clock he will be standing right there in front of the prison, and yesterday it didn't happen. 5 minutes later, nothing. Half an hour later, nothing. Now, usually it wouldn't have been such a big deal. Woo, someone's not going to visit someone at prison. But the thing is, listeners, he was going there every single day. Every day up until now. And as said before, he was coming there on point every day. It didn't matter if it snowed, if it rained, if it was sunniest day alive outside. Every day, every single day at the same time. He was seen going into the prison, staying for an hour or two, and leaving. And it stopped. Out of nowhere, it just stopped. And, of course, my little, I don't know, thinking mind is wrapping itself around what has happened. I mean, to be honest, listeners, my most prominent theory was that he was going there every day so he could get revenge on Tommy's behalf, and maybe because of the fact that, I mean, we have seen him go away with Glat at some point. Some went far, far back, but ever since he was seen with Glat, Quackity showed up at the prison. At the prison where Dream was the only inmate. You know, Dream, who has a revival book. So here's a hot little take, you listeners. Quackity got the revival book. He's got it. He's got it from Dream. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, why would he stop all that visitation, let's put it, all of a sudden for nothing? I mean, it wasn't just yesterday that he didn't show up. Today either. And honestly, if he doesn't show up tomorrow, then, well, I myself would say, I'm positive in my suspicion, he has the revival book. And someday, somewhere along the line, Schlatt is gonna come up again. Not Glatt, Jay Schlatt. You know, the dictator, the tyrant, the guy who made Manberg fall. Not Lemmenberg, it didn't earn the L. But the reason why Quackity would do that, I have no idea. I mean, Quackity in itself, Big Q, big man, Big Q, he himself is just a giant effing mystery. I mean, yes, he has been seen around. Like, for example, not at the prison, that stopped, but he was seen around, well, he was seen around the Greater Dream SMP again. To be more specific, he was seen with Purple after his effing home just blew up. It blew up. Out of nowhere, seemingly. And who was standing there at the foot? No one other than Quackity Big Q Boss himself. And Purpled. They were talking about something, don't know what, but it definitely seemed like they were talking about something. Just like when Quackity was seen at Foolish Summer Home. He was seen there, them talking to each other, and then just left. I mean, sometime this morning, this, noon, Foolish was seen getting away, getting out of the Greater Dream SMP, far beyond the lines of what we know, and just gone. Until he came back, just to go straight back into his summer home, rambling about something. What happened? What is happening? I mean, there's this little something. You know, I don't know if you heard about the rumors and all, but as the number one gossiper here, let me just tell you something. There's this little thing, this little rumor going around about a new nation, a new forming nation, named Las Nevadas. Supposedly it lies somewhere in the direction that Foolish went to, where Quackity came from and went back to, where, guess what, Foolish was seen vanishing. And listeners, I don't mean to, spill the beans or, again, lean too far out of the window, but I think that Quackity most definitely has something to do with Las Nevadas. And not to say too much or anything, but I would say that he must be a pretty high up animal in that hierarchy over there. The fact that he can just come and go whenever he likes. The fact that he can just, invite people over. The fact that it's not even a real thing, officially a real thing right now, but he can still bring people there without any concerns. It doesn't seem like he's concerned about if it's alright if he'd bring them there. No, he seems more concerned if I don't know what about. So, that is my hot take on that situation, about what I could find that, honestly, listeners, I wish I could tell you more about that, but that is honestly the most I can find. Wait, actually, listeners, I think I remember something. I think I remember that, I have heard that, Awesome Dude and Purpled have also been spotted going off into that direction. As well as, and now, strap in, you listeners, Wilbur effing Soot. Oh, stars. I am very excited to see what will happen in the future when Quackity and Wilbur-Soot have something to do with each other. I mean, he was spotted going there maybe on a regular basis. I mean, apparently around with him, the Endermen still are going around. The Enderman sightings have not been decreased. No, it's still increasing, but only at the places where Wilbur-Soot has been. Wilbur, not Ghost Burr, alive Burr. That's another mystery to wrap your head around. And another thing I would love to tell you more about, but honestly, listeners, I just can't. I am leaning in, I am trying to research as much as I can, but I am so sorry to say that my information sources can only give me so much as of right now. So, I will definitely keep my eyes open, keep my ears open, and I will definitely see how much I can get out of that story for you guys. But after all that mystery and all that tumbling and all that questioning, I want to release you into the break.
In that mid-autumn rain, you sat with me as we passed the time away in silence. And I know every little drop has its very own name. You won't let me live that down, will you? Memories fading, smithereens. Something my brother once said to me. Hold my yellow umbrella tighter, another round raid. Feel the cool breeze hit my cheek, let's start another game. Arms race without a name. Our city burns on the next day. Us, children who grew by revolution, I'll be standing by your side. Children of a living revolution, our anthem sung with pride. And brother, if I told you it was scary, would you ever even try? So hit the front line, swap toy guns with a pistol, while the rain pours red tonight. And I know beneath the autumn rain that you're choking out a cry. There's no way we'll win the fight. Oh, so in the summer we'll pray for spring to come again. Maybe we'll laugh, but what happens when autumn comes again? Yes. Children who have lived through revolution, I'll see in dying light. And children of a meager revolution, and all my crumbling lives. So I'll fill your cracks with gold to keep you fighting. If I just pyrite in your veins, a war, a crowd, a plea will keep you going. but you find you cannot stay. Gripping my umbrella tighter, I'll pray for stars that never come my way. Still children then, no clue what comes after that numbing autumn day. Since children of a failed revolution, we are forgotten by the world. Reality will hit as we find that we're just fighting to be heard. We're living.
That was Children of a Fallen Revolution by Canna Hoshinohana. Name pretty familiar, and I can't say that enough, but their voice is absolutely stunning. On with the program. Listeners, can you remember when I started talking about all this business and businessman stuff? Well, turns out Tommy has a new hobby. His latest project on the Dream SMP is, as far as I've heard and as far as we've understood, he has claimed the Holy Lands, Church Prime, and founded a new religion on it. Well, not really new religion, he just evolved the old religion, if that makes sense. In a way, he took the former religion, he took what was before, and upgraded it to benefit him. Now, listeners, I haven't counted how many tries he had taken with him in how to scam people out of their stuff so they would give it to him. His puppy dog eyes would still be the best option in my opinion, but that is a different thing. No, he started capitalizing on beliefs. He has already indoctrinated Tobo underscore and Ranboo, as far as I've heard. And, well, looks pretty solid to me. And honestly, I am quite amused and excited to see where this is going and how far it will go. Simply because of all the money he will earn, in quotation marks. Let's see how many people will actually pay the toll, the fee to enter the premise, rent on the premise, join the religion, go up the ranks in the religion. I'll be very amused to see where this is going. But on the topic of all the money that will be earned and where to store it, because Sam Dude has been knowingly constructing and thinking out ways and how to put it right, how to do it right. The changing system, the value and trade system, and up until now, the SMP Bank has been in solid construction, the foundations have been laid, and the construction in itself of the building will begin shortly after. Thing is that while in construction, this little theft that has been going on in the desert at Foolish Summer Home with Sandberg, where all of a sudden the Badland members have been found again. Not the Agpire, but, well, the Badland Agpire members. Bad Boy Halo and Frost. Well, an Awesome Dude is also part of the Badlands. Awesome Dude has been called by Bad Boy Halo to the desert in the middle of working to help out, to maybe help out during this little skirmish they have. And listeners, this couldn't be any better. I couldn't make the story up if I tried. Because, listeners, listen. As soon as Sam gets into the summer home, as soon as Sam enters the desert and starts talking with Bad Boy Halo, with Bad and Frost and and silently slid over this little thing called weednip. Like, you know, catnip, but it's weed, kinda. It's And listeners, I do not want to be in that position that Bad Boy Halo had to take when Sam and Ant were all over the place, effing high as a kite. And, you know, this is even the best part, listeners. The thing is, of course, it's Foolish, so Foolish has gotta come home at some point. Especially when there's this skirmish at his footstep. So he comes back right at the moment where Sam and Ant have started celebrating Bad trying to get rid of the weednip by burning it. They share their weednip with Foolish, and they talk about the drug empire that they're going to build. Again, I couldn't make this up even if I tried. This is just... From what my sources have given to me and information, the short version of this whole story is that the Sandberg, consisting of Bad Boy Halo and Frost, tried to get Awesome Dude on their side, making Sandberg kinda like an outpost for the Badlands, but with Sam and Ant getting lit in the middle of a skirmish, making a temporary drug truce, and riding down pyramids in boats thinking they are waterfalls, while being high on weednip, and as far as I gathered later on, they even tried some pufferfish. So I guess what we can take out of the story, the moral of the story is that even in the seemingly darkest times on the server right now, and the most mysterious things that have happened, there are definitely some there are definitely some good things still happening around. And on that happy note, I want to say, Tuba_, congratulations to your 3-year anniversary. Just wanted to throw it in last moment. And with that, I would say, that's it for this week. You've been listening to Radio SMP. I am your host, Adrian, and I bid you all a farewell.